Good morning. Hi. We're going to take a quick little quiz. You may use your notes, but you only have 10 minutes. So I would take the quiz and then use your notes to go back for the remainder of the time. I think that would be great. Okay, Cam? All right. There you guys are. Look at you guys. Okay, you're at school. Is it better at school? Is it easier to concentrate?
It's the same for
Oh,
me at least.
okay, cool. Yay. Morning, McKenna. All right. Where's Lele? Kake, how you doing?
I'm good. Yeah.
Kake, are you in Waimea? Where are you? Hamakua.
Yeah.
Honoka'a, or it's raining? Like super hard?
Oh, I live in two separate households. So in Honaka'a and Hamakua.
Oh, okay. Cool. And how's the weather in Ka'u?
Uh,
Hot. Wow. It's like really ugly in Hilo. And what about Lower Puna? How's it going over there? Hot? Cold? What?
Freezing cold.
It's freezing cold. All right. Dang, you guys. Okay, so can you guys set your timers for 10 minutes? Okay, what I'm gonna do is once 10 minutes is up, I'm gonna close um, the quiz. So make sure you keep track of your own time. Okay. Um,
Oh,
here's,
where's the quiz again?
I'm going to hit the return button to send it in the chat. Okay, there, try, and then see if you guys can get on. Okay. All right. Everybody ready? We're gonna start the time. Okay. It should be pretty easy, by the way. Okay, so you really shouldn't need your notes, but if you do, whatever. Okay, go. if you are done early, then you guys are more than welcome to start looking at your assignment for 3.6. You have questions for scenes 2 through 4. There is one question for scene 1 that you guys can start completing. Okay, so go ahead and make a copy for that. Got about 3.5 minutes left. Okay, you have 2 minutes left. Let's see. Okay, all right. Those of you guys who are done, let's get on to that worksheet. Antigone questions. For scene number 1, all you're gonna do is start some bullets here, and you're gonna just list the events that lead to Antigone's punishment. Okay. All right, we are all done. Okay, so, I am going to graciously ask you guys to kind of keep this quiz on the lowdown right here, because I am going to be providing this quiz for the rest of the students, and so these quizzes help me to guide what I'm going to be doing next if you guys need more help or what have you. Okay, so if one of your friends from the other class asks what you guys were asked about, just tell them, you know what, it's open notes, so do your best. Okay, so what we have here, okay, so I'm going to and I'll release the scores at the end of the day. So what we have here is we have the Antigone questions. I'm just going to quickly share my screen with you guys. Okay, so what we have here, what I would like you guys to do is just, actually, let's change this into bullets. Okay, and then I'm going to send you guys into breakout rooms. What you guys are going to be doing is you guys can piece this all together. Okay, today you're going to be working in small groups, and I'm going to be bouncing back and forth into small groups. So today I want you to try and get as far as you guys can get to basically maybe through scene 2 today. Okay. And then we'll see how far you guys can get. Maybe even you guys can get through scene 3. It just depends. All right. So this is more like a working period. And then I'm going to just be here to help guide you through the questions. So let's see. So scene 1, you're going to be able to do that as a group. Actually, all of these questions, you may do this as a group. Okay, so just make sure you turn in your own copy. Can? Okay, so when you look at this, scene 2, right? What does this quote mean? So you're going to have to find this quote, and then hopefully you guys can have a pretty fruitful discussion on what does this mean in response to a person's pride. Okay, can pride get us into trouble? Okay, so in your notebooks for today, let's go ahead and actually break up your notes into scene 2. Okay, so you guys should have notes in your notebook. Okay. So scene 2. Okay. What my suggestion to you is to start a new page and write down Antigone scene 2. Flip the page, Antigone scene 3, and then flip the page, Antigone scene 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and prepare our notebooks as well. Okay. Again, I would like to see a number of pictures and drawings in your notes. Okay, so like last time, right, we had stick figures. Okay, and you should have had your notes completed. Okay, so for scene 2, go ahead and write the word real big, pride, question mark. Yeah, what does pride have to do with this story, right? And as you guys know, myths, right? Greek mythology, Hawaiian mythology, right? There is a role these stories, these mo'olelo, play in the development of society, right? So one of the lessons you're going to be examining today deals with pride, right? What is that? Have you guys ever had a prideful moment that really taught you a lesson? Where you feel, proud of maybe your family, right? You have pride in who you are, and maybe that pride got you in a little bit of trouble. Okay, so pride can work both ways, right? You can have a lot of pride for maybe your school, the who you belong to, right? Your halal, right? The canoe club you belong to, the team you belong to, right? And it can work both ways, right? Because you feel a sense of belonging, or you have this attachment to your identity and your ohana, right? You know what you're working towards, right? And so pride can be a lever for success. But also, pride can be this interesting thing that that allows people to be inflexible, right? And so and unadaptable. Why? Oh my goodness, right? Once you make a decision, what happens? What happens when somebody makes a decision and they find out, you know what, that might have been the wrong decision, right? Has that ever happened to you where you're like, oh my gosh, I made this decision and now I can't go back on it, right? I got to follow through now. How do I get myself out of it, right? And sometimes that pride is what gets us into trouble, because that whole not being able to admit that you're wrong, right, is a big one. Anybody ever couldn't admit that they were wrong? Right? Maybe we got caught up in a lie and we couldn't go back, right? We got ourselves in a situation. Whew. Okay, so today is very important because you're going to have a chance to talk to each other, and I'm going to be bouncing from room to room. So in the chat, I'm going to be giving you guys, and I'm going to stop my, well, here, let me go through this. So scene 2, I want you guys to look through this quote. Number 2, why is Antigone upset with Ismene? Number 3, explain the warning Creon gives regarding his decision to continue with his decision to punish Antigone. So that's what I'm talking about with pride. Okay, so if you guys need to like do a little note to self like that, go ahead and do that, right? Pride question mark, maybe, right? Okay, next. As you get through scene 3, you're gonna summarize Haman and Creon's confrontation. Son and father. Dun 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 dun. What's that like, right? Scene 3, explain the metaphor of the trees and the sails. Why is this metaphor important? Okay, so I've kind of broken up and given you guys some guiding questions to maybe help you. Maybe this is going to help some of you guys understand the story a little bit better. Okay, and then you guys can read the rest. Okay, so that's what's due for next time. Okay, but today I think you guys can work together and get through this. So I'm going to stop my share, and then in the chat I'm going to give you guys your assignment. So you're going to have the rest of the class period. So that is basically like an hour. Okay, and I'm going to be checking in on you. We might have to stop and then reconvene as a big group. Okay, but for the most part, this is what you're going to do. You're going to answer questions from first the question from scene 1. You're going to do that all together. Okay, so that's the first thing you're going to do. Then, okay, the second thing you're going to be doing is on an individual, okay, in your groups, individually, because it's faster if you guys read by yourself, right? And so you're going to read scene 2, lines, I wrote it down, hang on, 1 through 424. Those of you guys who managed to get through the first scene, it's pretty quick reading, right? You gotta just get through it and take notes. So that's going to be the second thing you do. Okay, then the third thing you're going to do is you're going to be reading, and you guys are going to be choosing your parts. Okay, so lines 424, I guess it's 425. No, I think it's 424 to 458. Okay, you're going to select parts to read. So that's going to include Creon, Ismene, and Antigone. Okay, so I'm hoping this is pretty clear. Then the fourth thing you're going to do is you're going to read. Oh, and then we'll just check in after that. Okay, and then we'll check in to see how far we get. We're gonna just put a time on this for like the next 30 minutes. Okay, just so that we can break things up and then see how that goes. Okay, all right, we good? I'm gonna send you guys to the breakout rooms. Any questions before we continue? No. Okay. What about the last part of scene 1? Can you guys get there on your computers? So it looks like some of you guys had a hard time getting through the last part in scene 1 where the chorus is kind of has jumped in to kind of summarize and reset everybody's moral compass, right? So let's kind of talk about it. Prior to the ending, right? We have the Sentry and Creon. What are they arguing about? You guys should be able to go back into your notes and see what are they arguing about. Anybody? Yes, Yanni.
The sentry is saying like, I didn't do it. You shouldn't punish me. It's like, don't shoot the messenger kind.
Right. And everybody should add that to their notes, right? I mean, the Sentry again is the soldier, right? It's like the Kiai, right? It's kind of like he drew the shortest stick and he had to go tell Uncle Daddy Creon, right? Of what happened. Okay. So somebody else, what did he have to tell Creon? Lele, what did he have to tell Creon? You did pretty well on your quiz.
He had to tell him that the body was gone and somebody that like had disobeyed him, and they're kind of talking about like punishments and how severe this was.
Okay, very good. Right? It's like, dude, somebody like broke your rule. And Creon's like, you kidding me, right? Who paid you? Somebody paid you. And you're like, no, I swear, somebody didn't listen to you, right? And we know who it is. How do we know who it is? Malia, how do we know who it is that broke the creed?
From the beginning, from the decision, or from right in the opening, actually.
Okay, very good. And these are like stereotypical sisters. If you have a sister, right, or even a sibling, right, and you're looking for a partner in crime, right, you're like, come on, let's do this. We got to do it for our family. And then the younger sister's like, but we're going to get into trouble, right? I mean, it's like the stereotypical sister relationship, right? So at the very end, we're looking at, I don't know what it's like for you guys on your PDF. I'm on like page 11, which would be like line 278. Can you guys get there? That's the quote that I asked you about in the question, in the quiz. Yeah, did you guys find it? Right, so remember the chorus comes in at like the most, I don't know, irritating times, like of the I told you so, right? Or the backstory, or the you sure about this, right? So the chorus also plays kind of like your consciousness, right? The devil's on your shoulder, right? The devil and the angel on your shoulder. You sure? Yeah, I'm sure, Well, so if you guys understood the conversation before the chorus jumps in, you know that the chorus is challenging Creon to what? What do you know?
I think they're saying Creon, they're telling him to like follow through because it's the law that he made.
Mm. What word is jumping out at you in these lines? Numberless are the world's wonders. Beautiful alliteration, by the way. Very interesting word, numberless, right? Like infinite. Numberless are the world's wonders, but none more wonderful than man. The stormy gray sea yields to his prows, the huge crest bear him high, right? So what word jumps out at you with those 3 lines? Or 2 words, right? Kamakani, you want to take a stab at it?
I don't know. I'm still trying to pronounce numberless.
Oh no. Tehani?
I just reread it like over and over again, and the beginning makes me think like numberless are the world's wonders, but none more wonderful than man. That that makes me think like no matter what, somebody's gonna disobey him, because you can't just control everyone, and that's what his son was telling him. Like one person can't control, like it's like something he said something like authority is not only for one person. And then
Yeah.
but then when it says yields to his prows, people are all scared of him because of his temper. And that's what makes him a king.
Right. So hopefully sometime today, okay, what's really ironic is that we're studying Antigone, right? And I know that a number of you guys in this class in particular are either in leadership positions or going to be in leadership positions. Okay. As you guys know, today starts the Senate trial on the impeachment, right? And it's really important that whatever you think about whatever happened is that you pay attention, because we're talking about human beings here, right? And as you guys know, that's what humans are, right? They're imperfect men, right? We're not perfect at all. And if you find a perfect person, you better let me know, because I want to meet that person, okay? But this chorus is saying, right? What are you going to do during the stormy gray sea, right? That's when people show their most truest colors, right? When chaos happens and when they're in leadership roles, right? How do you as leaders show your true self, and what is that, right? Malia, did you want to add something to this? No? Okay. Anybody want to add anything to this? Okay, so for Creon, right, he's like drawn the line, right? Nobody touched Polynices' body. Remember, his name is Poting Polynices, and that's how we remember the brothers. Okay, so now the chorus is like, brother man, what you gonna do? You're going to hold the line? You're going to backtrack, right? And what do you do? Okay, so I'm going to send you guys to your breakout rooms. You guys can start working on, first of all, the events. I'm going to say that you shouldn't have more than like 5 to 7 events for your bullets. Okay, 5 to 7 events for that. How did Antigone get herself in this situation? Okay, alrighty, go ahead.
to read that still.
Yeah, I only went up to 400 as well.
How's it going? You guys know where you're reading.
Oh, I wanted to mention something.
Okay.
I found it really interesting how Creon was assuming that whoever buried the brother was a man. Yeah, I don't know why. I found that really interesting.
There's going to be a lot of issues, women's, even gender issues, right? The assumption that only a man could be that crappy, you know? Because, you know, he was probably figured that the women were obedient to him.
Yeah, but then when they brought Antigone to him, they were like, oh, well, I mean, must be her, because she's the only person who would do that.
Right. So we're going to have to kind of wrap this whole thing up, we're going to have a kind of like a debate on who's at fault for all of this. So should be kind of fun. Okay. All right. So you guys know what to do. Okay. Yeah. And then did you guys already do the timeline part? Yeah.
Did those events only have to stay within scene 1?
Yeah. Because we just wanted to know like what happened, right?
Okay.
Just as a recap. Okay, so that should be done pretty quickly, and then you guys can start reading the first block. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, so I don't care if you guys work together. I don't care if you guys have like the same answers. I just need you guys to work together. Okay. And then just call me if you guys need help or something. Okay. Hi, guys. Where are you guys at right now? Kaike, what line are you on?
520.
Oh, did you blow by the there was that one part I wanted you guys to read in parts.
Oh.
So did you guys get a chance to read it out loud? It was from 424 to about 450, whatever.
Oh,
Okay.
458. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess, let's see. Since you guys, where are you? Look, yeah, Lele. Where are you guys at? What number, what line number are you on?
I finished the reading up to scene 4, and I was just like,
Oh, just reading. Okay, why don't you guys stop and answer the questions together then? Okay. And then that way you guys can move on. There's one part that I want you guys to do by yourself, and that's going to be in scene 3, where you're going to create your own metaphor for qualities of a leader. Okay, so when you get to scene 3, you guys can go ahead and do your own selection for that. But I think you guys can go ahead and together answer the questions and type as you guys go through that. Okay, so why don't you guys take a break and then start answering these questions, and then you guys can go again. Okay. So you guys are gonna have to talk to each other.
So
Really bad temper. Hi.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. My other group doesn't want to talk. So hopefully I was like, somebody needs to talk. So did you guys get a chance to read the parts out loud?
We didn't read out loud. We just read to ourselves, but then we're talking about the first question for scene 2.
Okay, so did you guys blow through scene 2 already then?
Yeah.
Okay, kind of. Okay, so yeah, what do you guys have so far? I'm gonna have you guys be able to share screen, so somebody can share their screen, and then when you guys typing on your own documents, you guys can go ahead and add in. So what'd you guys start with? What was the first?
We're trying to figure out, or we're breaking down the first question of scene 2. So the quote.
Oh, you guys did scene 1 already, the list of events that led to Antigone's punishment?
Yes. But we were like super stuck on no pride on earth is free of the curse of heaven. Because we were thinking about all different ways to look at it. And then we finally came up with multiple ideas.
Okay, let's talk about it.
We have like 2 different ones. So Tehani had one, I'm pretty sure, and then I had one, and then Shiden also had his own.
Okay,
But
so what are these thoughts?
it all kind of connected to pride, like how you were saying.
Mm.
But then I also read the verse, or the line, sorry, the line right before that, all that is and shall be and all the past is his. So I brought up the fact like he can't change what has already been done, and how I guess it's his prophecy, he can't escape that, so that's his curse. But I don't know.
And then mine was Creon was super prideful when he made his decree, because he's just a prideful king in general. Like, he doesn't take other people's opinions into consideration. So after he made his decree that nobody was to even touch Polynices, Antigone totally just disobeyed him, and she did it anyway. And then that's when like Haman was like, she shouldn't be punished, she should be honored, because that's what the gods would want anyway. Like, a mortal like rule or decree is no match for what the gods already had in store for the people.
Okay, very good. I think you guys are on the right track. Okay. Kamakani, what about you, buddy?
I thought it meant like pride will end up getting you killed because curse of heaven means like death because this whole thing was about how Antigone buried Polynesius and I just thought that her pride
Mhm.
or the punishment of death.
Very good. So this is one of those things like there is a wrong answer, but there are many right answers as well, right? And so hopefully you guys can like refer back to something. Okay. Very, very good. Yeah. There is this whole play on words as well, right? No pride on earth is free from the curse of heaven, right? So, I mean, when you read through that, you're like, oh, that's a really good line. Like, as you read through Antigone, there's going to be a lot of lines that pop up. Those are the lines you write down, okay? Or those are the lines you highlight, okay? When Haman and Creon kind of like duke it out in scene 3, you're going to be like, I got to write this line down, okay? Pretty cool. It's funny because when like, we go through Antigone, like people start becoming the characters, so it's kind of fun, quite interesting. Okay, so go ahead and answer that question. Very good. I'm gonna check the other. I'm gonna see if the other kids are making time. Are you guys done with scene 2 then? Malia, you're like kind of. Okay, cool. Just some feedback. Do you guys like this time with each other to be able to get through some of this work? It's helpful. Okay.
Okay, so question 3.
And can one of you guys share out the list of events that led to Antigone's punishment? One of you guys.
She buried her brother Polynesius, whom many people did not like.
There should be like steps, like Polynesius with the Argive army came in to try to dethrone Eteocles, and then next bullet, right? One is honored in a burial, one is left unburied, right? Then the Creon's creed, right? Decree, and then Antigone really not giving a rip and just rebelling to the fullest, right? Okay, so make sure you have it somewhere around, I don't know, 4 to 7 bullets. It depends on how detailed you are. Okay, good. Where's Lele? She go to the bathroom? Okay, and then did you guys answer scene 2, question 1? I'm really interested in what you guys came up with. Anybody?
Yeah, we answered that one. All of us wrote something along the lines of, well, I wrote, it's another way of saying that all pride comes with a downfall. So, and then in other words, when people get overly full of themselves, they will fall, and no man isn't subject to the curse of heaven that is imminent. Yeah, and everybody kind of wrote something along the lines of that.
Right. Like pride will catch you at the end, right? The downfall of it. Nice. McKenna, did you have anything else to add to that? Very good.
I said it was kind of like a character that you fall into when you think that you're so full of yourself, and how people sometimes compare you to others, and that's how they see you as.
Nice. Very good. Right? Like Creon's really, he's trying to be like the ultimate ruler, right? And so he has this way about him, right? Oedipus was just a king. He's not, now he's gone, and his sons kind of like messed that up, right? So now Creon has this, now it's my turn kind of deal, right? And so this is the mark I'm going to leave behind, which turns into a curse, right? So what about you, Uakia?
Is this the same question? Question 1.
Yeah. Anything
Okay.
to add?
Oh well, yeah. Well, I kind of connected it to the, I don't know, maybe to the gods, because like you may act like you're all great and stuff, but you can't hide your flaws from the gods in heaven.
Wow. And basically, right, we have the gods on like, Mount Olympus looking down at basically like the puppets, right? Let's see what this human's going to do, right? And right? Look at him. Look at him going that one direction. We'll see what happens, right? Is he going to overstep the laws of the gods, or is he going to fall in line, right? And that's the downfall of man, right? Do you feel like you're more powerful than the gods? Very interesting. Okay. Hi, Lele. Did you want to add anything to not question 1 and scene 2? Okay, what about number 2? Why is Antigone upset with Ismene?
So we had different answers for this one.
Okay,
So-
we're only talking about scene 2. Okay, everybody, we're only talking. Okay,
Yeah, so,
okay.
What I thought it meant was that Antigone was upset with her sister for trying to take the blame even though she didn't do anything, instead of her being upset that she didn't help in the first place, because that happened in scene 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think she was upset with her for like trying to take the blame and get punishment for something she didn't do.
Okay, very good, very good. What was the other answer then to that since you guys had different answers?
It was the answer for what happened in scene 1.
Okay.
Where it was
Okay. All right. So yeah. Go ahead, Kaike.
My answer for that was I did use scene 1, but my output on that was or my input was that Antigone was upset for not, and she was banished. She was labeled as a traitor at that point because she didn't want to help.
Right.
So in scene 2, because she was already a traitor, it's almost like she was trying to act like she was, part of it and part of helping her brother out by giving him a proper death. And at that point, it would be dishonoring Antigone by not giving her a proper death, because she's willing to go through a proper death because she knows that what she did was honorable. Yeah.
Okay, and that is referring to scene 2. Yeah. Okay. All right. I guess you could mention like what started that, right? So in scene 1, right? Hey sis, come help me. And she's like, no, I'm scared, right? And then scene 2 happens, right? And now she's like, no, right? You be you, I'm gonna be me. And no, you cannot, I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction of taking one for the team, right? You showed your true colors, right? So you don't get to die with me, basically, right? No, you be on Earth, blah, blah, blah. I got this, right? You are a chicken. Okay, so that's clear. Okay, are you guys on 3 then? I came in on you guys like talking about 3. Okay. Explain the warning Creon receives regarding his decision to continue with his decision to punish Antigone. Okay. So once you're done with scene 2, looks like you guys can move on. You guys might be done with your assignment before you leave today, which would be awesome. Okay. Keep working. I'm gonna go see what they're doing in the other. Yay.
Hi.
Hey. So, did you guys answer the question to scene 2, number 2? Oh, what did you guys come up with?
We didn't work on it together, so we'll
Oh,
have to-
okay. Let's talk about it. Go ahead.
So I started with how she was upset from the beginning because she didn't agree to help. And then in the little section from, what is it, line 424 to 458, they were arguing because she's like, I'm guilty too, I should die. And Antigone's like, you don't deserve it. You don't have any right to say. And then, yeah.
That's so sister. You know, it's like, oh no. No. You chicken, right? You don't get to be on my level, right? I'm gonna die, you stay on earth. So there is some humor in this drama as well, right? The irony of, no, kill me. Don't kill her, right? She deserves to live here. Okay, very good. What about number 3? Did you guys work on 3 yet? Okay, go ahead.
I was working on it right now.
Okay, go ahead. I'll just sit here and drink my tea since it's freezing today. Kamakani, did you finish number 3?
Okay, so for question 3, there is a lot of, it's explain the warning Creon receives regarding his decision to continue with his decision to punish Antigone. So is that like when he receives word that somebody disobeyed him, or is it when Haman was like, when they argued?
I'm on mute. It's at the towards the end of, so you can kind of see like this pattern, right? Toward the end of each scene, there is the I told you so moments, right? And so in those I told you so moments is where Creon is being warned. Can you find it?
A warning?
Mm-hmm.
Right before scene 3.
Mm-hmm.
when they say, do you really intend to steal this girl from your son? Is it that one?
Yeah, well, it's part of it, right? But what are they trying to warn him about? You got some healthy chickens. So yeah, look through the chorus. Where are the words of warning? Can you find them?
I mean, I don't know about anyone else, but when I read the chorus, it's super hard because it's like super symbolic and metaphorical. But in the last line, it says, man's little pleasure is the spring of sorrow.
Go up a little bit more from that stanza. That's my hint. I don't want to be that teacher who just gives you the answers when you are so smart. You guys, all three could figure it out. You're like, no, just tell us, please. We don't mind. I don't want to be that one. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to come back to you guys and you're going to figure it out. It's right there. It's poking your eyes out. Okay, superstars. What is the warning? Did you guys figure it out? Lele, did you figure it out? What's the warning that the chorus gives Creon in scene 2? McKenna, do you know?
I said his warning for his decision to punish Antigone will be that a child of his own will soon die, and by die, it meant like I guess flee or shrivel away from his Creon's life because he has the guts to actually kill his own son's wife. And I think we all had the same answer.
Okay. And what line did you guys focus in on that got you to that answer? Okay, so make sure you have a line that gets you to that answer. Anybody? Oh no, where did Kaike go? I gotta go get him. So look just before the end of scene 2, okay? Look around that neighborhood, okay? And then find it. Okay, did you guys find it? Kaike, we're on question 3 for scene 2. What was the warning that Creon received in the chorus? We're looking at the stanza just before scene 3 starts. So look over there. There's one specific line or two specific lines that kind of say what's going to happen. So McKenna, you were talking about what, like, kind of like a foreshadowing moment, right, of what's to come. So what is the you're so close to finding this. What is the actual warning that Creon is receiving? Did you find the line?
Oh no, I didn't get the actual line. Never mind.
Okay. All right. So go ahead. Well, yeah, that's what we're looking for. So I'm kind of giving you a hint. Look in the neighborhood of lines 485 to the end of scene 2.
Is it the line where it says, but as they drowse, the walking and birds burn them, or they walk with fixed eyes as blind men walk?
Very good. What does that mean?
It kind of reminds me of how, I don't know if it's correct, but it reminds me of if Creon is to go through with this punishment with Antigone, how people will now see him as the leader who wasn't fair or who isn't doing the right thing to what his people really need.
Very good. Let's go ahead and focus on that phrase, or they walk with fixed eyes as blind men walk, that line. What does that mean? This is real, like, metaphoric language, right? So when you say that somebody has fixed eyes, or when you make that comparison to blind men, right? Is Creon blind? No. Okay, so Lele, what do you think? What do you think the fixed eyes and the blind men symbolize? Okay, what about you?
Wait, can you repeat that?
That
Sorry.
line that we're talking about, the one that McKenna pointed out with the, but as they drowse, the waking embers burn them, or they walk with fixed eyes as blind men walk. Right, so you either are kind of like being woken up right? You're waking, the waking embers burn them, right? Like, hey, woo, I better do something, right? Or they walk with fixed eyes. So we're wondering, what is the symbolism for fixed eyes, or as blind men walk? What does that mean? What does it mean to be a blind person walking, but you're really not blind, right? So it's figurative language.
An arrogant person.
Oh, maybe. Very good. Very good. Yes, McKenna. I saw the light bulb like go on high over there.
Maybe like blind by your actions or others' actions around you.
Oh, you ever been too close to the situation where you can't see through it? You can't see past it, right? Whew. Right. So if we're all able to see past the situation so that you can see the bigger picture, my goodness, how much would that save us from heartbreak, heartache, hurting other people, you know, all of that. Okay, so hopefully I got you to that point where you kind of earned question 3. So as you guys know, like these are, I'm trying to get you guys to a higher level, a deeper understanding of analysis. Okay. And you're there, you're almost there. Okay, so keep working. Are you guys ready to move on to scene 3? Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and do that. You know what? We only have like, what, 4 more minutes left of class. I'm going to check in on the other kids. You guys keep reading scene 3 and then we'll close out class, okay? Was this helpful for you guys to be together like this, to bounce ideas off? Yeah? Okay. Tell me what you guys came up with for question number 3. Yes.
Okay. So we went over the entire chorus, just the whole thing. And so we first started with right above the last line. I talked about how it says, or they walked with fixed eyes as blind men walk. And then Malia, did you say that, or no, Shaidan was like, he tied it into a little bit higher than that, mortal arrogance.
Mhm.
And I thought that being blind or having fixed eyes means that he only focuses on himself and being prideful and arrogant in his decisions, which means like he knew that he wanted to punish Antigone and that's what made him continue with his decision.
Yes.
Okay, I just thought of something. With connecting with what Tehani said, like I feel like since he's so prideful, he doesn't want to let Antigone go because it would show a sign of like weakness for him and doubt, I guess, and he doesn't want to portray that on him. Maybe.
Love it. Okay. I'm going to close out class, so we're going to end the breakout rooms. You guys are flipping superstars. Superstars. Who cares? What is that guy's name? What's his name?
Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. Krabs.
Oh, duh. The irony in making Krabby Patties, by the way. Anyway. Oh, look, there's Kaike. All right, you guys. Scene 2, very important because the warning is pretty clear about pride, right? About leadership, right? Really put yourselves into Antigone's shoes, right? Or her Kalipa's, I don't know, right? What would you have done if you were Antigone, Would you side with the law of the gods or with law of man, right? And clearly Ismini sided with the law of who? Man, okay? Because she thought at that moment she would be safe, right? But now things are happening, right? You cannot have a body just rotting like that. What happens is it kind of like releases bad juju in society. Okay, so as you guys continue to read, right, you're going to find out what happens when the law of the gods are not followed. Okay, it kind of opens up a whole can of worms, right? So as you go through this, be ready. Can you guys get to scene 3? And then you see where it says add a picture of the item. So when you guys create your own metaphor for qualities of a leader, what makes a good leader, I want you guys to make sure that you're ready to share. So go ahead and write on that, be ready to share for next class. We're going to start the class with sharing out your metaphor for a leader. Okay. And then just as a reminder, right now we're living in kind of like historic times. Okay. Pay attention to what's happening with the news today, tomorrow. Okay. It's a very interesting time. You're going to be talking about this throughout the rest of your lives. Oh, where were you when the second impeachment trial happened? Were you paying attention, right? So this is your moment to start learning about not only Antigone, right, but also what's happening in real life. What happens when a person becomes the leader of a powerful country, right? And what happens with the rest of the leaders? What do they do, right? Because we've seen leaders on both sides of the aisle act in a certain way, right? And what you can take some good and some bad from both sides. Okay, so I'm encouraging you guys to watch a little bit of it even live. Okay, I'm looking at this screen and I'm like, gosh, we got some leaders on this screen that are either leaders now or they're going to be leaders in their own way. Okay, so I'm encouraging you guys to make that connection, and we'll see if we can talk about that next class. All right, I've so enjoyed this class. Have a wonderful day. Hope you guys have a wonderful lunch. Okay, and then email me if you need to. This is the only assignment you have this week, so do a good job. Okay, bye.